Good morning everyone. In this video we will going to see about the security services. So in the last class we had seen about the different types of attacks and different types of cryptography mechanisms. So in this series we will going to see about security services in cryptography. So generally there are five types of services in which is provided by cryptography, which is that. So the five types of services are, so they provide some security services in order to prevent our information. So the security services and the mechanisms are closely related, and we have to combine the both security services and mechanism in order to provide security. So there are five types of services, which is data confidentiality, data integrity, authentication, non-repudiation, and access control. So these are the five security services. So data confidentiality, they can be achieved by providing a proper authentication and authorization. So under data confidentiality we will be having a connection confidentiality and connectionless confidentiality, which is used in TCP and UDP respectively. And next is data integrity. So in data integrity we are having two things, which is anti-change and anti-replay. So anti-change means we have to check whether any of the content which is transferred on the connection oriented network has been changed or not. Anti-replay means they will do the we have to check the network flow of information again and again, and we have to check whether the replay attack has been taken place or not. And next is the authentication. The authentication can be done by peer entity and data origin. So peer entity means we have to check the peer entity whether the entity which we are sending the packet are authorized or not. And next we have to check about the data origin. Data origin means where the data has been generated, whether the generated IP address is authenticated or not. And next is non-repudiation. So in order to protect the data from non-repudiation attack, we have to check the proof of origin, that is where the message has been originated and where the message has been delivered. So we have to collect and we have to verify the proof of both origin and delivery. And access control, so the access control can be provided by read-write accessibility for the data to a particular user. So here confidentiality means we are protecting the data from passive attack. And in connectionless confidentiality, we will be protecting all the users by all the user who are all using a single data block, whereas in connection oriented we are protecting all the users. So usually in the confidentiality can be achieved by TCP connection. This is not achieved in UDP, that is user datagram protocol. So confidentiality is achieved only on the UDP. And we know authentication means we are assuring the recipient that the message is from the secured source. Access control, we can provide control who can have the access to the resources under some condition. That means we can provide some access to read, write, and for some user we can provide both read and write accessibility. So availability means the data should be available for all 24/7 for the authorized users. And the confidentiality, the information is not made available from the unauthorized individual. And integrity means we have to protect the data from modification. So integrity issue is we have to protect the data from modification. Non-repudiation means we have to protect the data from denial of service DOS attack. And these are all the security mechanisms: encipherment, data integrity, digital signature, authentication exchange, traffic padding, routing control, notarization, and access control. So what does authentication exchange means? We are just confirming the identity of a user. That we call it as authentication exchange. So encipherment, we all know there is some cryptographic technique. So in the last class we got about Caesar cipher, transposition cipher, substitution cipher. So by using all those cipher encryption methodology, we can provide security. Data integrity means we have to protect the data from read, write and modification process. So digital signature, we know what is digital signature. So it is an authenticated sign which is in the digital format in order to authorize a particular person. Authentication exchange means we have to confirm the identity of the user who is sending the message. And traffic padding, we have to hide the traffic pattern. So that means we have to hide the inner detail of the traffics in the network flow. And routing control means we have to allocate secure route for data exchange. And notarization means we have to appoint a trusted third party for monitoring the data transformation between the sender and receiver. And access control that can be provided by read write accessibility to the user. So apart from this, we are having pervasive security mechanism. So under pervasive security mechanism, we will be having trusted functionality, security level. So security level, event detection, security audit tools also can be used as a security mechanism. So audit tool means there are two types of audit, internal audit and external audit. Internal audit is done by the organization security policy developer, and the external audit is done by government or by some external agencies. So security recovery means we have to provide some event handling mechanism to recover the data if suppose the data has been hacked. So here I have provided the difference between security service and security mechanism. So in security service we are having 5 types: confidentiality, integrity, authentication, repudiation and access control. So in security mechanism, in order to achieve data confidentiality, that means for providing data confidentiality, we have to use encipherment and routing control. For providing data integrity, we have to use encipherment, digital signature and data integrity mechanism. For providing authentication service, we have to use again encipherment, digital signature, authentication exchange. For providing non-repudiation service, we have to use digital signature, data integrity and notarization, because non-repudiation means either the sender or the receiver can be a hacker itself, right? So we have to provide notarization, a trusted third party to monitor the sender and receiver. And next is access control. So in order to provide access control, the security mechanism is also an access control mechanism. That means we can provide read write matrix for the user in order to provide the read write accessibility. So I hope you understand what are all the security services and security mechanism, and what is the difference between security services and mechanism. So thank you.